Hello friends, Cowboy Jobu here with the Jobu Report. And as always, thank you guys for watching, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Report. And if you haven't yet, be sure to click over here on the picture of Sean Lee, Mr. MVP of the defense, if you ask me. But anyway, I have been waiting all day to see Stephen A. That's right, I can't wait to see what Mr. Stephen A. Smith has to say today. Will he cry? I hope he does. I hope he cries. Let's go to that tape.
Coming left, there's a big hole from Leary and Smith, and Elliott walks the ball and jumps into the Salvation Army. Red Kettle. There's the big donation into the Red Kettle campaign. They found a Zeke touchdown.
They try to get to him. Whistle throws a strike. Caught ball. Cameron break. Touchdown Tampa Bay. Buccaneers lead.
For the lead. The kick by Bailey from 38 yards is good. Dallas 23, Tampa Bay 20. It's 4th and 11 for Tampa Bay. 35 seconds left in the game. He rolls right. He throws down the middle of the field, and it is intercepted by Orlando Scandrick. And the Cowboys are going to win.
Dak Prescott was back at it, completing 88.9% of his passes. That's the second highest completion percentage in a game in NFL history where a quarterback threw at least 30 times, and Dallas snapped Tampa Bay's 5-game win streak. Stephen A., is it time to finally be afraid of these Cowboys? Say it.
Yeah. They're starting.
You speak up loud. I don't think people can hear you. What'd you say?
I said yeah.
Yeah.
I said yeah. All right. I said yeah, y'all.
Say it with your chest, Stephen A.
I can't say it with my chest right now. I just can't do it. I can't do it
Never been one to mumble.
Well, these damn new braces.
I was about to say.
I mean, they ain't helping me in that regard. That's what happens when you crack your tooth because you're grinding so much and eat sweet. So, but I paid the price. Here's the deal. Ezekiel Elliott is a beast. Mm-hmm. And the way this dude is running the football and the way this offensive line takes pride in blocking for this man running the football, that combined with Dak Prescott's ability to avoid making mistakes is a plus. But then Rob Marinelli got these dudes on defense playing hard. Ain't the greatest defense in the world.
Right.
But they don't relent. They keep coming. And I watched Tampa last night. They came back. They were down 17-3. Ultimately came back. Tied to score at 20-20. I get all that. But I never felt like Tampa Bay was going to win this game. Because somehow, some way, the Dallas Cowboys give you the impression that when it's time to make a play, they're going to do it. Usually, I'm calling them the accident waiting to happen. The reason why all of this is news is because I've gotten myself to the point where I still believe they will lose. I'm not wavering from the fact that they will lose. But I think you're going to have to beat them. The only way they're going to beat themselves is if Jerry Jones messes it up and Tony Romo gets up in there. If not for that, you're going to have to beat them. They're not going to beat themselves.
See, I'm not scared of the Cowboys because I'm a Giants fan. Why would I be scared of the Cowboys? Beat them twice. 2 times. Only 2 losses this season, both to the Giants. If anything, the only thing to be worried about if you're a Giants fan is you got to beat them 3 times to get out of the NFC. That's tough to do to a divisional rival, and they were both close games. Here is, if you like Dallas now and you didn't before, they came up with a little pass rush, Donovan. They could bring a little pressure with 4, which is something new for them, which is what they need against the Giants if they face them, because that's the Giants' weakness on the offensive line. And Jameis didn't have a big game, but that's partly because of the pass rush. The offensive line is excellent. We've known it all season. And I think the scariest thing about them, Donovan, again, not as a Giants fan, but as a fan of every other team's fan should be a little scared, is that they're disciplined and young. Absolutely. They got the pep in their step, the fresh legs of youth, and somehow they have the discipline, particularly at the quarterback position, of veterans.
You know, it's funny because as a player, one thing you don't want to hear is when people start talking, basically saying, you guys need to lose 1 game before going into playoffs, just to kind of recalibrate things and refocus on the task at hand. I thought the loss to the Giants was the best thing that could have happened to the Dallas Cowboys. After that happened, I still kept the Dallas Cowboys #1 in the NFC because Seattle, to me, is so inconsistent on offense that I don't know if you can rely so much on Russell Wilson to do it all. Now, defensively, I mean, the communication is not the same. Obviously, Earl Thomas isn't there. They're not getting the pass rush consistently like they used to, but I think they'll turn it around. The thing about the Dallas Cowboys that stand out to me is the fact that they are balanced. They're very effective running the football. The play-action game plays so much of a big part in their offense that you got guys standing wide open. You watch a play that happened when Dunbar caught the ball on the right side of the field. Dak Prescott went through 4 reads. 3 of them were wide open. He skipped right past Jason Witten. He skipped right past Cole Beasley, and he went to his 4th read. Then he went to another play where Dez Bryant caught the ball in the middle of the football field where more guys were wide open. Now, you can do that offensively when you're able to run the football. They're relying on stopping the run, and guys are wide open in the passing game. And you have a quarterback that's so efficient that the chains continue to move and they put points on the board. Where defensively, Rob Marinelli doesn't have to blitz. He's running that same defense that made Lovie Smith very successful, that made guys like Herm Edwards very successful. He can go into that Tampa 2 and just let his 4 guys just rush the quarterback. Now, can they do that in the playoffs? That's the thing that I'm worried about. Can they do that in the playoffs if offensively they struggle a little bit in 3rd down? If they're able to get things going in that regard and defensively they can take over, I think it's hard beating the Dallas Cowboys in the NFC.
Here's my deal. Tampa Bay comes back after reeling early. So what do? They come back. They tie the score 20-20. Next thing you know, Ezekiel Elliott scampers for a 42-yard run. These are the kind of things that concern me because of their running game and how potent it is. This dude, Ezekiel Elliott, and it was apropos that Emmitt Smith was in attendance, cheering him on the whole bit. I love the fact that he jumped into the Salvation Army Bowl. I thought that was real cool, and it's what I loved.
He was smart not to mess with that, too.
It's the Salvation Army kettle, red Salvation
Kettle.
Army.
I'm sorry, but I'm just saying. You think about Salvation Army, you think about people being charitable or whatever. That brings a lot of attention to it. I thought it was a great move on his part. But I got to tell you something. This kid's ability to run the football is what broke Tampa's momentum. And that's the thing that resonates with me. Whatever we were expecting and anticipating from Tampa, with this kid Brate, who's pretty good, with Evans, who we know is a stud, they go out there and somehow, some way, Dallas's offense gets the ball and disrupts everything.
Well, except the Giants' defense now, and I bring up because all season long it's like Seattle. If someone's going to stop Dallas once they got rolling, it's Seattle. But now I look at the Giants, not only because they beat Dallas twice this year, both times, but Donovan, and it's not just because I'm a Giants fan, that defense is looking elite right now in consecutive weeks against Dallas and then against the Lions. And these are like offenses that have been potent at various points in this season.
But Stafford
they've given up. Okay, fine.
And that fumble really
they still have given up a grand total of 1 touchdown in those 2 weeks. And if you look at the formula right now for that team, for the Giants, it's dominant defense, just good enough offense, with a weapon in Odell, a little slant, and that can take it 70, 80 yards to the house. Minus Odell, which is actually an extra dimension, an extra dynamic dimension for them, it's reminiscent of the way they've succeeded in recent years when they've been good as a wild card team.
Well, I mean, you can say that, but also the element of the turnover. You know, Eli pretty much threw 3 interceptions in that game if they would have caught the football. I mean, and that's the whole thing about the Giants. We can talk about their defense. We can talk about the pressure. Steve Magnolia has done a great job with those guys. They are playing well. There were opportunities missed in the Dallas game that I thought Dak Prescott probably will look back and get cleaned up. I'm sure they'll utilize Dez a little bit more when they on different routes. Now, he's not a route runner, so that means everyone else is going to have to elevate their game. But it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row.
Yeah, that's the
issue. And the whole thing about it, and they're going to have to play in Dallas. Now, that's another issue that no one's really talking about, going in that dome. The way they play in that dome with running the football, also Dak Prescott protecting the football and being efficient, it says a lot about...
Eli wins on the road in the playoffs. That's what he does.
At one time, Dallas was perceived as not really having a home field advantage.
Right.
But now that they've got this running game, it's changed everything.
Yep.
Let's focus in on that. Perfect segue for me. Zeke taking care of business as...
Kurt Warner, hello. Joe Boo, Joe Boo Report.
What's up, Joe Boo?
How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thoughts on who you think's going to win the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I haven't made my pick yet. I think it's going to be a great game. I think we got the 2 best teams in the Super Bowl. But I still have a little time before I got to make my pick, so I'm not sure yet.
You heard it live from Kurt Warner. Thank you very much.